Okay, what we're going to be doing now is moving on to the next subject on the Electrical Products Symposium, and that's going to be SIRIUS Act with Profinet, with myself. Just a quick overview here. My name is Martin Brown. I've been with Siemens for over 10 years now. I'm a product manager within the Electrical Products division, and I look after a number of products that sit within that business. The agenda for this section, I'm going to be going through just a short overview of the SIRIUS Act portfolio and SIRIUS Act with Profinet. We're going to be looking at the key benefits and features of that setup, and then showing a practical example of how easy it is to set up the SIRIUS Act with Profinet within the Tier Portal software. And then finally, I'll be introducing the new SIRIUS Act with Profinet offer for 2021, and we're launching that offer today. Okay, so first of all, we're looking at the overview of the SIRIUS Act range. Hopefully you're familiar with the range. It's been available now in the UK for coming up to 6 years. And we can see here the key advantages of this product range over the old 3SB3 range that it replaced. So there were 4 key areas that were looked at when designing this range of products. So the ruggedness, so the majority of the products have the highest IP rating, which is IP69K. There are 4 design lines giving you, the customer, more choice, both for the functionality, but also the look and feel of the products that are used on your panels and machines. The installation, this is one of the key improvements over the old range. Obviously, it's now easy and simple to install. And communication, so we offer direct connection to RZ and IO-Link, but also and primarily what we're looking at today is the Profinet gateway. So moving on to the communication options that we have available with SIRIUS Act. In addition to standard wiring, we have options for RZ, IO-Link, and of course Profinet as well. With RZ, we offer modules that go inside the enclosure. You can order these as standalone items, but these can also be put inside the enclosure, and you can also select them on our SIRIUS Act configuration tool when building up enclosures. We also offer RZ modules on the right hand side that you can see, and then you would put an e-stop onto this with a holder, and that would clip onto the device that you can see. With IO-Link, we have the modules that go into the enclosure. Again, these can be ordered as a standalone item, but also they can be put inside enclosures, and again they can be selected on the SIRIUS Act configuration tool when you're building up your unique enclosures. We also have a couple of modules over IO-Link for use with the ID key. This is a 4-position Rfid key switch, and each key you choose a different level of access you want that key to have, and it's possible to have a maximum of 50 white keys on this device. Again, this is a unique product that we offer through with Siemens, and if you want any information on this product, please do get in touch with me after the EP symposium is finished. So the main topic today is SIRIUS Act with Profinet. So what is SIRIUS Act with Profinet? It's a solution that's a different way of wiring up your commanding and signaling devices. It's a unique innovation from Siemens, enabling you to connect these devices over Profinet and have visibility in Tier Portal. Primarily, it's designed to save time when wiring up your panels and automation stations. It should reduce the chance of mistakes occurring, which can obviously sometimes happen when installing devices using the standard method. And it's integrated into Tier Portal, so you get information back if there are any errors with any of the devices on the setup. And what we're looking at here is how we're moving forward, and how the EP team and the products that we offer are moving into this digital world. Traditionally, when we talk to a customer about an automation system, normally we see something like we've got here on the left as an example. We see a PLC, it could be a Siemens PLC. We see devices connected directly to the PLC via hardwiring. And then we have some inputs and output systems. So this could be, for example, a Siemens ET200, connecting all the devices, and these tend to be hardwired, so not over a bus system. So this way the PLC receives the basic information it needs for operating inputs and outputs, etc. But as you can see, the majority of the items are hardwired. With the diagnostics, you'll get some diagnostics information, but it will be from the higher level. What we are hearing constantly is about Industry 4.0, the cloud, etc. And today's symposium, we're showing what we have available to help customers move forward with better future-proof solutions, helping the customer make required changes quicker by getting feedback from the whole system, not just certain elements. So, for example, the PLC will not only be making logical decisions on the application, but also bring a lot of information and sending it to the cloud, extra information from the field. So not only that the device hasn't started, also the current it's consumed, if any errors or irregularities are detected. And this can be done for devices you can see in the field in this example. This is where we see more requirement to run bus systems, not only at the automation level, also at the control system part as well. The Siemens solution that we're discussing today enables you to connect push buttons over Profinet, something that's unique to Siemens. There are other devices offered over Profinet, including soft starters and Simicode, etc. And they are also integrated into the TIA Portal software environment. So what do we offer for this solution? There are two versions available. We have the standard version and the safety version. Both versions allow you to daisy chain up to 20 additional items from the gateway. The total length between the first and the last items can't exceed 10 meters, and the maximum distance between each module is 1 meter. The safety version has the functionality of an e-stop and it can achieve an ASIL rating of 3. The safety version also requires a fail-safe PLC. For the standard version, you can mount a standard push button on the gateway. Please note that it isn't possible to put an e-stop on the standard version or on any of the terminal modules further down the line. When using SIRIUS Act with Profinet, we're using standard push buttons and standard holders. The only thing that you are changing is the contacts on the back. So instead of using standard contact blocks, we're using either terminal modules or interface modules. As we can see, we have 3 interface modules. So 2 of them are standard versions, and then 1 safety version. The safety one and one of the standard versions also give you some additional I/O. They have 4 digital inputs, 1 digital output, and 1 analog input. So they are for devices that can't go on the standard terminal modules. So we've got the 4 digital inputs for something like the joystick. We have the analog input for something like the potentiometer, and then the 1 digital output for something like the acoustic sounder or buzzer. The additional I/O also allows you to put some additional sensors close to the interface module. This enables you to send signals to the PLC from the I/O. So there are 3 terminal modules that we offer. We offer command only, command and LED, and a number of LED colors, and then LED only, again with a number of different colors available. Additionally, we sell a few accessories, including an EEPROM, which you can use on the standard interface modules or a spare for the safety version. There are a number of LEDs for the interface module, so you can illuminate your push button on the standard version or an e-stop on the safety version. And finally, we have ribbon cable, which is used to connect the products. It isn't a standard ribbon cable, it's 7-pole ribbon cable, and we sell it in either 5 or 10 meter length. Now, what's the key advantage? Again, as I mentioned earlier, this is a new way of installing the standard SIRIUS Act products. It's simple assembly, it enables you to do this faster than you would by wiring in the conventional manner. There is going to be a lot less wiring, so saving on man hours during install. There are again no special tools required, so you can use a standard screwdriver when installing the commanding and signaling devices, and then a standard pair of scissors to cut the ribbon cable down to the desired length. You should also reduce the errors that can occur when installing commanding and signaling devices. It's not only standard automation it's suitable for, also safety systems with Profinet protocol when using the safety version of the gateway with a fail-safe PLC. What we're looking at here is an example of an extreme setup with countless I/O going to umpteen push buttons at a control panel. Obviously, using the SIRIUS Act with Profinet, the customer would have a much more simplified circuit, and again, as mentioned previously, they're going to be saving on the wiring, saving on the I/O. This simplified setup can also be seen here within the panel. We have a classic install shown on the left and a setup of SIRIUS Act with Profinet on the right. It's been calculated here at the mounting time. We're looking at saving around 60% over a classic install with standard contact blocks. All the wiring for the classic install has to go back to the controller, as shown on the previous slide, which isn't the case with the Profinet option. So you can have one Profinet cable going back to the controller. Also with the classic install, if you have a fault on one of the devices, how would you know that perhaps there is a broken wire or one of the devices wasn't working? You probably wouldn't know until you actually went to push that button. With Profinet, with the Profinet gateway, you have online diagnostics all the time. So if any of the terminal modules or anything stops working properly, it will flag within Tier Portal immediately. And the product which has the fault would be instantly recognizable when you opened up the panel, as it would have a red LED would be showing up on the back of the terminal modules. So there are no limit to the distance at all. So 100 meters with electrical wiring with LAN, then another switch, then another 100 meters, then another switch, and so on. You can also go to fiber optic, and you can also go to wireless, and this is an option because obviously we're running this over Profinet. It's also possible to test the configuration away from the controller and Tier Portal. On the back of the interface modules and terminal modules there's an LED, and this will go red if there's an error, or green if everything has been installed correctly. The configuration is then stored on the EEPROM, so you can power up the devices by hooking up the 24-volt power supply. The EEPROM on the back of the gateway stores the configuration and enables you to copy that configuration over to numerous identical stations if required. So it would save you time again, as you wouldn't need to repeatedly configure the same setup. You could also swap out the interface module to an identical new device, and it would work with the stored information on the EEPROM from the old device. Here is the view that you get inside Tier Portal, which is where you would do the configuration of the items. You can drag and drop the items that you're configuring, and you can see what interface modules and terminal modules you are using. No addressing for individual push buttons is required. Only one IP address is needed for up to 21 devices. Having access to SIRIUS Act products inside Tier Portal will let you diagnose faults quickly, and obviously in turn will help reduce downtime. I'm now going to switch over to Tier Portal and show how simple it is to configure SIRIUS Act with Profinet. First, add a new device. For this example, we're going to select a SIMATIC S7-1200F. So a safety version of a PLC is required when using the safety Profinet gateway. then go to Network View, then under Field Devices, Commanding and Signaling Devices, select the interface module you're going to use. We're going to be using the safety version. Drag and drop this, then assign it to the PLC. Double click to go into the interface module. Here you can build up your system, adding in the required devices. In the safety module, you can see there is general information and details regarding the additional I/O. So we will now add in the next device to the system. There are 3 terminal modules available: command only, LED only, and command and LED. Double click, and for this example we're going to be first adding in a command only device, next command and LED. With this you can also alter the brightness of the LED, 100%, 75%, 50% or 25%. You can also set it to blink if you want. These are additional functions only available by SIRIUS Act with Profinet. Once complete, go to Network View, compile the configuration, which just takes a moment. Then assign the device name, close and save the project. It's similar steps that you need to go through if you're going to configure a simmer code or soft starter to make communication, so you may already be familiar with this process. This shows you just how easy it is to configure this with inside Tier Portal. Finally from me, regarding the new SIRIUS Act with Profinet offer that we're launching today. If you choose to take up this offer, you can make some big savings on your purchase of the hardware. So if you buy one of the SIRIUS Act Profinet interface modules, so it could be either the safety one or either of the standard versions, we can offer you up to 10 terminal modules of your choice free of charge, and we'll also give you a reel of ribbon cable as well to connect this. So this offer is open to anyone who hasn't yet used the SIRIUS Act with Profinet products, and it's only open to the UK customer market. The offer is launching today, and we'll run this up until the end of April. And please inquire with your local distribution partner regarding this offer, and they'll be able to advise you how you go about placing your order and then receiving the free items that we're offering on this offer. And finally, just to recap, the SIRIUS Act with Profinet Gateway allows you to integrate SIRIUS Act into the Tier Portal. The majority of the SIRIUS Act portfolio work with the gateway. There is additional flexibility with the safety version and one of the standard interface modules with the additional I/O. With the safety version, you can use this with the safety system with the ProfiSafe protocol. And finally, the reduced wiring and simple assembly, you will save time on installation, plus minimize the faults that can occur during the installation process. Thanks very much for your time today. Hope you found this short session useful. Just to recap, my name's Martin Brown, and if you have any questions on anything that's been covered today, you can get hold of me either by my email or mobile that you can see on the screen. Obviously, we're going to have a Q&A at the very end, so feel free to ask any questions on the SIRIUS Act with Profinet during that time. What I'm going to do now is pass you over to my colleague, who's going to go through the next subject on the EP Symposium.